All right, everybody, we are back talking power talk. Again, my sincerest apologies because this episode is getting put out a little bit late. Had some travel issues, some scheduling issues, but nonetheless, it is our service to make sure that we get this episode out. We got the full crew. We're going to dive deep into this right now. We're talking about episode 12. He always wins, aka the pause episode. And I got to be completely oblivious. I definitely didn't think that we were going to go down this route, that everyone was going to get their episode. I was really pulling that it was not going to be a thing, but nonetheless, it is. So
last week.
here we go. So episode 12 of season 6 is basically about Paul. She's still grieving Angela's death, and she's just really trying to finagle her way to figure out who was actually the killer. Her forming alliances with people like Warner, which I think is probably the only bright spot in this episode for me, period. And ultimately, just to get Ghost either, accused for it, put in jail for the Angela murder, but obviously things didn't go her way. Actually, everything blew up in her face.
Every goddamn thing.
It made no sense how she made every wrong choice.
Yeah, I will say this though, to kind of tackle what I've been seeing on social media about people talking about how dumb she is. I mean, you got to think she's under like extreme circumstances here. She doesn't have any money. Her dad has Alzheimer's. Her son wants to go back to college. She lost her her sister, where she was expecting to probably get a check from that. I mean, when I think about it, that's as good as being a college student at an HBU waiting for your refund check and it never comes. And we know how desperate people got when it was like that.
But she fucked the money up. She herself fucked the money up.
She
like who does that?
Away her sister's pension.
Like who does that?
For what reason?
I will say this though, the one thing I am liking about how they're doing these episodes now, so it is filling a lot of the gaps that we exposed in our previous episodes of like how, why, and that doesn't even make sense. And they have kind of went back to kind of niche a little bit of the backstories of how like certain things got certain ways. But considering that these are the last episodes, I have got to quickly, because I automatically remember this is something I wanted to talk about. How the hell is Paul's finding where everyone live at? How is she just pulling up on people's houses like that?
Listen,
I'm like,
she has not been on this show. Like, okay, real quick. When they do previously on Power and they show everybody's like little cutscenes, it's literally little cutscenes. But for her, it was her entire run on the show that they did for previously on Power. She don't know where nobody lives. Like, how
they are doing my worst fear. They're dragging this shit out unnecessarily.
Dragging it. Like
this episode, this was the worst
episode ever.
The worst thing to ever do with this character. She's not important
at all.
We didn't need this. At least for me, we didn't need. I love the Warner backstory of this.
But man, you could have done. You could have done that.
Focused on Warner.
Exactly.
Why didn't they just focus on Warner? Yeah. His whole story is interesting.
Yes, it is.
The DA office. If you focused on the DA office, and I'm not going to ask why does NYP in
how does she have an office in
PD? Thank you.
How does she have an office?
How does she have an office?
She was supposed to be on the task force. Thank you. Like once the task force was done, once Sachs got fired, they should have restricted her entrance into the building.
Look here. She got this. Even with Warner gone, she still had an office. Please,
real quick. 5 seasons into the show, did we know that Angela's dad had dementia?
Nah, and I don't think it was important because I don't think it.
Angela had a dad.
But they played it
or nephew.
But they played it so hard, like
so the nephew. I think again, what they're doing is they're attempting to drag out to get to the inevitable, which is the story of the key characters. But you didn't have to do it. You don't. You really don't. We don't need to. In all honesty, as much as the Dre episode was semi-entertaining, it wasn't necessary. In all honesty, if you're going to do this and you're going to try to come back from a winter break, give us the 3 episodes.
I think you should. Yeah, you should have went with. You should have went with.
You could have done though like the special 70 to 75 minute episodes on all three of them. It
Right.
gives you the exact same of screen time as you get doing these episodes the way they're doing them now, and it won't feel so pointless. I don't want to see a day in the life of everybody. No, no, I
Like,
don't want to see that.
like. I mean, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but that
But again,
ending,
Warner was Jesus. All this episode made me want is could we get an episode of
a
just
spin-off of Warner.
Warner?
And look, I've said it. I've said he was one of my favorite characters in the
You
first
called it
part of
from
this
Jump
season.
Street. Like as soon as he came in, you were like, "This is the character we all got to watch for." We all got. You called it
We
from
can
day
get into
one.
this episode because something did happen with Warner that I predicted at the beginning of the season.
Oh
Which
yeah, I know.
was, go ahead.
Which is Warner's gonna turn, and
That
Lucas
Warner's
called
going
it.
to be crooked and he's going to
He's
do whatever he has to do to win this case. And
and he
boy, when he
did.
pulled that damn evidence that he knew wasn't right, and he said, "Well, we have this," and I'm like, "Yep."
Again, I don't think that's like relevant to this episode, but nonetheless, like I
It
think
is. It's relevant to
he
Warner's story.
he
Yeah, I mean,
played.
because his story was in this episode, so I guess.
Yeah, but it didn't play towards him being crooked or corrupt, whatever, however we defined
It
it in
You
played
this
to
just you
episode.
you just like
No, I'm just
Warner.
saying
So
this episode. No, we just got a little bit of the logistics of him being in office. That's what I appreciated. We always got to see him just as the authoritative figure over everything, but we actually did see the challenges that he went through, like the key card issue thing that we were talking about. Thank God they cleared that up, and we also got to let him see him act a little bit, which was pretty cool as well too. But also too, it was always the idea of me. It was like if he's the top guy outside of something happened in the office that has removed the last other people there, what was going to happen to him ultimately after some of the things he did? And it actually wasn't the fact of what he did wrong in his job. Is the Democratic Party came through and was like, yeah, we're not messing with that. You're out here
why,
targeting
why,
him. Yeah,
but
they was
what
like,
he but
why the Democratic Party has that much power?
I
bruh,
Now
mean,
you're going to ask that question.
son, look,
In
can we stop
in a
asking
two
power questions,
in
man?
a two-party state, why does the Democratic Party
Hey Lou, can we
have
stop
enough
asking? No, no,
power?
no, Lou, we need to stop asking power questions. What did we call it that one time? It was just
Oh,
power
power logic. Yeah,
power logic
I
because
fully agree with that. A lot of stuff is power logic.
it made no sense for homie to come in his office twice. First time to tell him
But
lay off
again,
him.
I think
Second time
Major
to
is right.
tell him
There's no reason to overly focus on Warner. Let's get to the
I feel like we
stupidity
should.
because I think it's a lot of stuff here that you just wonder like, was your goal to ruin your sister's everything? I think she was jealous of her sister at this point.
well, I
It
mean,
may
it's
have been
clear.
that.
It's clear. And like I said, I know a lot of people are giving her a hard time about her logic, and surely she made tons of mistakes. But it was absolutely clear in everything they did in this episode that she never had to be in a spot of responsibility. Her dad even threw kind of shade at her, saying like
Yep.
Angela was a successful one, and you were just my favorite, in other words, or something like that. And that's fine. He said he wanted to have her. That was the plan to have for Paul's, for them to
Mhm.
have her as a daughter. But Angela probably was the thing they probably didn't play for, but she worked twice as hard as everybody, and she really provided for the family. So now that she's gone, Paul's is put in a situation where it's just like,
She
you
can't
know,
win.
she can't.
Yeah.
She doesn't have. She was the moral compass to Angela, but at the same time, too, I believe I guess I could go on the limb and say that Angela's strength and maybe even ignorance at time really fueled Paul's to just be the figure she was. But that's gone has just put her in this whirlwind of like responsibilities. Hey, life is like this really big thing that you have to go out there and do something about. You gotta take care of your son. You ultimately gotta take care of your dad, and she's just making all types of.
So then it makes you wonder how much stuff did Angela must have handled everything.
Oh, for sure.
Pretty much.
Everything.
I think that's very safe logic to assumption to go with.
I think that's where the jealousy comes. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't see it that way. They just saw Paz as being stupid. But let's go beyond her just being stupid and realize a lot of the moves she made felt like it was out of jealousy.
I would say
of
envy for sure, and I think her
Yeah.
dad, the pressure that her dad put, and even her son at times too, because
yes.
I can imagine her son getting results immediately when the system was how it was. You know, whenever
Yep.
something was going on, it was just like, you want to go to
My
school,
parents
fine.
did
You
some
want
stuff.
that, fine. You know, and but Angela left her a whole apartment and a car at that too. I don't know if y'all
And
peeped that.
a fucking pension.
Yeah, well,
Jesus Christ, she
well.
can't be this. Jesus Christ, she just. I don't get it. I
So
don't get it.
Okay,
so
okay, okay. I
why there was
know.
a lot of her story going on here? Do y'all think that? I guess what's your stance on her obsession with wanting Ghost to be the one to have for Ghost to take the pen for Angela's death? Like, what do you think that really fueled her? Why was she so obsessed? Even though over and over there was just so much more evidence as to why it wasn't him.
I don't know.
I'm
They
I'm
never
still
said
sticking.
it
I'm still sticking with a lot of it is the envy of Angela.
because they
I
never
just
really
felt that
said
because
why.
the way she kept on like wanting it to, she needed it to be him, and I
Mm-hmm.
think
Yes.
that's the difference between some of the up. It literally made her sax. Like
Mm.
Well,
she needs it to be him.
Yep.
No matter where the evidence points to, she always goes back to him. And it
Mm-hmm.
made no sense. And a point that she was willing to destroy her sister's legacy to
Mm-hmm.
attempt to blame him, even when all evidence was saying it clearly wasn't him, I think proves it.
Mm-hmm. No,
She
I,
was
de-
envious of their relationship, of their situation. While it wasn't a great situation for Angela, I think Paz was still jealous of it.
yeah. Also, too, like when you talk about legacy, them actually digging up her grave was like the ultimate disrespect to someone's legacy because it's always really synonymous with like let somebody rest in peace. But then you reach for this, this tactic to like jeopardize the income and her family's stability for the sake of you going after a person that everyone is telling you that they do not have evidence on, that you feel like you got something on, but you're not really sure, and then it ultimately burned her in the long run. And when you say like she's jealousy slash envy of Angela, I'm also starting to think after you start saying that, it's like potentially she might just be overall envy and jealousy of the love Jamie had for her sister after all
And
these years.
hmm
And
Because if you look at it from even her father's point of view, I think even her son's point of view, I think Angela was always the one that was loved more.
oh, for sure.
Yeah, that might could have been what it was. She didn't have it. She didn't have what they had. And ultimately, it just like you said, I mean, the decisions were stupid. Like, for us not to call them stupid is something different. The decisions she made were stupid, but they came from somewhere.
And
Ultimately,
I don't
it
want to say
just, I'm
it was
sorry. I'm trying to still make sense of how she decided, you know what? Let me give you this cell phone that is 100% going to mess up my sister's pension, that will end up messing up my hospice care for my dad and my son in
because she
college.
wants to because she wants to be the hero.
And then,
She
and
wanted
what,
Even,
but
she
what
wanted
did you gain, fam? What are you gonna gain? Your
but
maybe
maybe not.
son's college
Don't
fund
don't
is
but don't look at the consequence of the action.
look
Think
about the
about
moral
the
win.
reason for the action.
Yeah.
She wanted to be the hero. She wanted to be the person to bring Jamie down
Yeah,
because
and on
Jamie's
top of
always
that, think about it. If she was the one to do it, how iconic would she have been? The whole off
exactly.
the feds couldn't do it. He's running for office, so she's taking down a big, powerful name. I mean, and it's even been stated in this episode. At this point now, him running for office
he's
is going to make
unstoppable.
him untouchable. She can take him down. That makes her again an icon in the state of New York. So, and when you think about that, she had a younger sister who was always successful, more successful than her in all corners. This probably could have been the one sweet victory that she would have
And
had
nobody,
over her, and
Right.
it just would have been
even not
crazy. Even
even not
Angela
discussing
couldn't take him
uh,
down.
even not really discussing the nephew's father.
Hmm.
Like I think that played a good part of this episode because again that shows that as Najir said, that envy of the love that them two had. Because clearly she never had that love. She got a
Right.
child, but she never had that love. And even her child, I think the way it was pointed, like he loved Angela more.
I can see that.
And Angela was the
He,
breadwinner.
he
She was the
definitely, yeah, he
provider.
definitely depended on her more for
Yeah.
what his life encompassed. We saw a
So
lot of that.
Right.
so
I'm asked.
before
Okay.
calling her stupid, you got to put yourself in that mindset.
I'm not
That's
calling
that's
her
what
stupid.
that's
I'm
what I
not
hate about
calling
the
her
internet.
stupid. I'm not calling her. I'm saying the
No, even
decisions.
Yeah,
even
Ultimately,
decisions
decisions were stupid.
before calling the decision stupid, because we're looking at the out. In other words, we're Monday morning quarterbacking the decision. In all honesty, if you thought someone killed your sister and you thought it was evidence on that phone to bring them to justice, would you do it?
yeah,
9 times out of 10, the answer is yes.
Oh, you're
We
not
look at
asking me personally
we're looking at
because
the
yeah.
conclusion.
Not talking about you personally. You
I
wouldn't you
like
wouldn't be on
I
the
like
show if
I
you was
like
that person.
money. Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely
the
wouldn't.
conclusion of it, we look at it as a dumb decision because of what happened. But in
Yeah,
all
Right.
honesty, if you're actually like if you're an honest person, you're going to actually do that.
yeah. This is why I like the show, but why I hate really entertaining certain other reviews and to certain other audiences because people spend so much time bashing the character, but it's like you're forgetting about the psychology of the character. With all
Ex-
that being said, she can't be making good mistakes. It just wouldn't logically make sense at
yeah,
all. You know what I mean?
mhm.
She went into the club to try to kill him and she choked. That made perfect sense because everything came full circle. Her dad, her sister, Rodriguez, all of that came full circle. And she said, I can't do it. She got damn close to it, but she couldn't do it. And even still,
That's not her.
yeah, it's not. She's never been the one to, as far as it seems, she's never been the one to be able to get the job done. So now that she finally was able to do something where she could get the job done, be the hero, be the icon, make her dad proud, one up on her sister, her son. Oh, matter of fact, we forgetting something super important right here. Make her dad proud ain't just a daughter thing. Her dad said over and over and over throughout his dementia that St. Patrick guy is not good. Now, if you've ever dealt with anybody that has dementia, the fact that he's being able to even latch on to that thought over consecutively, that just tells you how passionate that her dad was about that. If she's able to pull out a civil job for her dad, such as this, just so like the
Man, we
job's been
I don't
done.
that type stuff. Yep.
And then what about her son? When her son was like, "Oh, I thought you didn't do it, mom." You saw how happy her son was at a point, and then she's
Mhm.
like, "No, I didn't do it." He's like, "Oh, who did it?" So
It's
like,
another disappointment.
yeah, and that's why that laying on the couch scene just meant so much because you're like, oh, back to the drawing boards.
But real quick. The title of the episode is "He Always Wins," right?
Yeah.
Ultimately coming around to it at that, the reason I'm asking this question is because on the couch when the news broke, she was like, "He lost." But at the end of the episode, did he lose?
No, I told you. I said it last week. Tasha was going to be the one that was going to speak on his behalf about it. She said it in the beginning of the episode to an extent. She said it to the end. No matter what happens, he always wins. It always works out in his favor. He gets slain, and also, I want to make a quick point too. When we talked about the verbiage of him being shot, totally changed this episode. I
Yeah,
know it was
shot
a
and
different
killed.
channel. Yeah, I know it was reported from a different channel, but
Shot and killed.
I'm wondering if there was like an executive decision to make sure that it was pivotal now, that the verbiage was changed so that it was no misconception of ultimately his fate. I don't know, but like I said, the episode when it comes down to the title, he always wins. I knew Tasha was going to be the one to ensure to be that voice for him since he's gone, to make it very clear to the audience and everyone is that no matter even with him dying, he still won up the whole entire situation.
If you look
Right.
at the situation with Paz, he always won. She wanted him guilty. He won because he wasn't. She wanted
Yeah,
this. He won because of this.
all in her
She
head.
wanted not to have anything to do with him, and he won because
Because
at
he
the
gave
end,
her money.
you need no. It's not. He gave her money.
But
Don't look
she
at it as simple as
needs
just giving
it.
her money. You need me. No
Right.
matter what, you need me.
I can't you can't get rid of me.
You
And then
can't.
when
I'm
she
always going to win because you're always going to need me, no matter what.
and then she
I am
finds out
ingrained in your life forever. Your
and then
Yep.
son's
she fi-
education is
Yep.
me.
and then
Yep.
she finds
Your
out who
dad's
killed her
medical care
sister.
is me.
Yep. Also, too, to be clear, when you think about again positive psychology of wanting to, and now at this point have some type of dominancy about the situation, going against her rival in Ghost, completely despised this guy for forever to the point that he wins because he broke her. She went in
Yes.
there and cried and said, "Oh my God, he did me a solid and just changed my whole mind about everything because no matter how much I hate this guy, like you said, not only do I need him now, but forever in my son's legacy and everything, it will correlate back to this guy that I felt killed my
Dedicated
sister,
forever.
wanted to be the one that killed my sister. I was wrong about him. I needed him. And ultimately, everything that he's been saying has been absolute true.
But how about
It's
when she finds out he didn't who killed the sister?
She did find out.
Yeah, I'm saying how about when she did find out who killed the sister
well, let's
ultimately? Like,
well, let's talk about that.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Tasha being the one doing it. What do y'all think about that now? Like,
You're
what do you
you're
think?
so excited about that, by the way.
I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what Tasha's hand is here. That's what I'm confused about.
About
What was
telling Paz that Tommy killed her.
hmm
I know it's gonna sound crazy as hell, but I really felt like that was the voice of Ghost, the reasoning of Ghost saying that, letting her know,
No,
like,
it's a
it's a what?
power move.
Okay, go ahead. I mean, I know we know that Tasha's like meticulous in her moves, just like in the beginning with the cell phone, and now with this. But I'm just wondering, what's her play here? What's her play?
Will we
Because
ever
I
think
don't
that
know.
she would be go straight, legitimately go straight in
Oh
any
no,
way, shape, or form?
no.
So, who would be her biggest competitor of her not going straight at this point?
Tommy,
Tell me.
Ooh.
you got to get him out the way.
And she
And
got
and I think what she is really terrified of, Tommy may be stupid, but he gonna put two and two together just like Ghost did.
Yes,
It's
about who
clear
killed.
you
hmm
killed Lakeisha.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the fear is I need him eliminated before he comes after me.
Yep.
That's what
I didn't think
I
about it, but
need him
that's right.
done before he comes after me.
And when we're talking about the holes that's needing to be plugged, that's the last one that we're really waiting for.
Because
We're waiting
because
for
we
Tommy to
haven't
figure it
talked
out.
about it. Yep.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten there yet. But no, Tasha's not going straight ever. Again, she does anything for money, as I've said before. And she wants to. I feel like the ending of the series is going to be Tasha getting back into the game or whatever. It could be dumb. It could be whatever, however they want to pan it out. I feel like Tasha's going to be the one to. It's going to all root out to Tasha being the one as to how everyone else got into the game, and now she's just the last one. Stay whatever it may be, but nonetheless, she doesn't have any fun. So this situation definitely puts her back in a position. But like you said, it made the dominoes shift a little bit that her biggest competitor is now not gone. Now, I know for the narrow minded, when she did not say that she didn't kill Ghost, I don't think none of us are convinced that she did, right?
Mm, I don't think she did.
It's the way they it was a nice slick that it was a nice slick way for it not to be mentioned that way
Right.
of like exonerating her. I
Take the
think that's
money.
just dragging on.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I
still
don't
think
think
she
she
did it,
did.
but like they want you to hint at it. I mean, again, as you said, they're dragging us out. That scene alone gets you hyped. Like, oh, what if she did? Well, some people get hyped, but
I
I
think
wasn't buying it.
she's way too obvious.
Right.
Right.
That's why I'm not buying it. And I I'm still feeling my pick with Tate. I'm still feeling it right now because he's not obvious at all. I know a lot of people are thinking it's Loretta now, but and the Democratic Party, shall we say, and how powerful they could be. But I'm still feeling I'm still on Tate and I'm still pulling for Q. Those are my two picks still.
Why did anyone pick Loretta?
Didn't you pick her?
No,
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 nobody did
no.
because
But I'm saying, why would anyone pick her? Wasn't
I
she
mean,
going to the hotel? She can get that close.
I didn't pick her
Kill him.
originally, but I know a lot of people are saying she's like the dark horse here.
Well, what would she kill him for?
That I don't know. I mean, obviously
I know he's
she
a bad guy who's never done her wrong.
He's
That's
her way
crazy.
back to the top. I mean, yeah,
And
he's
okay. So here's my thing. We know she's powerful. We know she's the smartest person on the show as far as in the political aspect of the politician aspect of things. Um, we've seen how the Democratic Party can really get things done, which works to her favor. Got Tate out of there. Got St. Patrick in a position. Now St. Patrick is not there. That means there's a position open. Who knows if she's the one to be able to do
how many
it?
people have picked Tate? I mean, I'm sorry, not Tate. How many people have picked Sachs?
I don't know.
like
Definitely not my pick.
to me, he's another obvious
Definitely not my pick.
pick though. He's kind of
No,
obvious.
the two obvious people are Tasha and Tommy. And
And
the
Tariq.
next one, that's what I'm about to say. The next one would be Tariq. Sachs is not an obvious pick.
He
Yeah.
was
Tate
how
is not an
so?
obvious pick to me.
So I'm guessing you're saying Sachs isn't obvious because he's not like as pressed as he would be to get James out the way. You don't think he'd go as far as killing him?
He's not as obvious as the rest of them are.
I will say this though.
I kind of like him for it, and I think he's. I mean, but I also think he's like. I think it's one of those like, oh, the person is right in front of you type things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's him.
That's why it's not Tasha.
So
That's why
like,
it's not Tasha.
yeah. Like we've already eliminated 3 people: Paz,
Ray.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she got knocked out.
Yeah, we
Got her ass knocked. And Warner, who could have another been a sneaky pick, but
Nah,
I
Warner's not that crooked. I mean, he is. He revealed his
wouldn't pick him.
crooked.
I seen.
If you
I'm
want
just.
a real
I'm
dark
catering. I'm
horse,
catering to
you want
some Twitter talk.
real dark horse, a real dark horse.
Mhm.
Tommy's mother, who will do anything for her son.
Did you see her pop up in the end? I thought that was very interesting that she got screen time like that.
Yep. Tommy's mother would be the true dark horse, and she would do it to protect Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And she was happy. And then guess what she said? She got her money. She said, "Well, now I got to go see my son. I mean, my other son." So,
I mean, she did also kind of tell Lakeisha or tell Tommy that a mother would do anything to protect their son.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
foreshadowing, bruh.
She already knows Ghost is trying to kill Tommy.
Right.
When Loretta and Paul's had that scene inside of the bathroom, I felt like that's the most uncharacteristic I've seen Loretta in this entire episode. When Paul was like, "You don't know who he really is," and her response was, "What was it? Something like, he's too powerful now, or something like that." She said something on that note that was just really strange. It almost made me feel like it wasn't real, but
their interaction there told if there was any chance it would be her went away.
Right. And I think it was how Paz really just assimilated that conversation more than anything. It's like she wanted it to be Ghost so bad that anything anyone told her would sound like, even if they were saying, "Oh, Ghost is nice," it would just in her head be like, that nice guy is a mom. Like it would just not sound or look as. So I think again that was perception type thing.
Maybe the sequel or prequel series or whatever the hell this thing is supposed to be. Clearly it's playing a part into who killed Ghost.
Right.
And I think the key character of that will be Mary J. Blige, the only character they will not tell you who she's playing.
Ghost's mom, or maybe Ghost's daughter when she grows up. I'm fooling.
Who's Sean's mom?
We've never seen her. We've never seen her or heard anything about her.
Oh, and they did say 50 is in this, which means, that could be interesting. Before we actually get to the last talking about next week's episode really quick, is there anything else we didn't cover for this episode? I know it's not a lot in this episode, but this episode didn't give a big dynamic to discuss, to be honest. It just was This was an origin story for Paul, a psychological
Origin
evaluation of
story,
Paul. That's all it was.
It's an origin story. Like
It was an origin
it
story
was
because
because we didn't
I
know she
didn't
had a
even know he
fucking
did.
son.
She made her contract money in this
Bruh,
episode alone.
5 seasons, and not one time did they say she had a son.
We can't complain too much about that.
You're right.
We
You're
went.
right.
How many seasons did you go without knowing who Dre's baby mama was?
No bull.
No bull, man.
Or Dre's daughter name.
But
Or
hold
Dre's
on.
mama? Or Dre's mama?
But hold on. You're right.
This whole
But
Okay.
time.
hold on.
Okay, hold on. Let's bring this into perspective right away now. So next week's episode is called "It's All Your Fault." Now that's obviously somebody blaming somebody. I don't know who this
Tasha's
could be
episode.
about, but right. Okay, so if this is going to be Tasha's episode, that means that based on the last two episodes, we're going to figure out who Tasha's mom is, which we have seen before. Tasha's sister, who I think we like seen very minimum before.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you Tasha has a brother that we knew nothing about.
Now you just trolling.
I promise you, we find it.
Tasha has another sister, and it's Mary J. Blige. Then we know.
You're not gonna let that one go, right?
I'm telling you, they're gonna do something wild like that at this point. Now it's gonna be something.
I remember initially the plan was, and I think it is still the plan, that whatever this sequel thing is supposed to be starts. It's supposed to like air right after Power's finale.
Yeah. By the way, there's only 3 more episodes, so we know Tommy's going to be one. Tasha's going to be one. Who else is missing? Sax?
Tariq?
Sax and Tariq.
Sax can't get an episode. No, he can't. He can't.
No,
it's just Tariq. I think we've seen enough of Sax. They're gonna sprinkle Sax in everyone's episode. I think that's how they're gonna do Sax.
Or maybe this 2-man everything. They put Tariq and Tommy in the episode could be real interesting, to be honest.
Tommy episode's the longest.
Yeah,
right.
maybe they do Tasha. Maybe they do Tasha and Tommy's mom in one episode.
Didn't I see something about what's the guy who tried to kill Tommy with a knife after he should have shot him?
Oh my
Jimmy.
God.
No, not Jimmy.
No,
Jimmy?
he's talking about Ballhead.
Proctor's cousin.
Benny.
Benny.
I don't know if I'm sleeping here, but I remember seeing something in this next trailer.
The
they said they're asking questions about Benny.
I think it's the head Italian lady is back, and she's asking the guy who kidnapped.
That's right.
What's his face?
I think that's going to play some form of a part.
That's
definitely is. So who killed Ghost?
Are we gonna get that? Is what's his name? Is Proctor's daughter's necklace gonna play a part? Like, is that ever gonna come up? Like,
ooh, I forgot about that too. You guys cooking tonight, man. That was off your game. You're right.
Like, there's going to be a lot of questions about. I think whenever you do this, the third episode is always the pivotal one.
Gotta be.
That's when a lot of things start to pivot. Because the last 2 episodes should be really clear on who we focusing on. Even though you know the story.
This one took us on the side route. The GPS making us reroute right now, but hopefully we get back on track.
Filler like shit.
Tasha and Tariq will be the same episode,
right?
No matter what.
I can see that.
And Tommy would close it. I still think Tommy's going to close it.
I wonder if Tariq's episode is going to revisit his relationship he had with that girl in college. Does he run back into her again?
I hope not. If he does, he better kill her.
Is she related? Okay. Is she related to Q? Which I've been thinking.
Aren't they supposed to be something set up where that's part of Power Book 2?
That means it has to come to light soon.
Yeah,
but she set him up. Like, I guess, man. Like, is she gonna be like, "Well, I had to do it. I couldn't help it." Like, anyways, we'll see. I mean, it's definitely an interesting turn of events that we're gonna get. Like, that's how I'm gonna put it. Like, we're gonna get a Benny episode.
It's not going to be a Benny episode because
I'm saying we're going to get an episode with Benny in it. Vince is going to be.
I think that episode could combine a little bit with Tariq and definitely a little bit with Tommy.
Okay. I mean, yeah, because they both have. I mean, Tommy is related to them. Tariq did kind of work for them at a point, so they both have a relationship with him. So I could see how that we could tie both of them into it.
I,
And
I
I
then
just
definitely.
I just want to say really quick,
and Tommy dead.
the synopsis for episode 13 says that Tommy is on a path to avenge Lakeisha's murder. So we are
So
going to
um,
get that. We're going to get some answers on
hmm?
him putting clues together, figuring it out that it was good old his good old sisters this entire time. So
Yep.
we'll see.
Are we
That's
I
gonna
gonna
get
be
we gonna get
interesting.
what's his name? Chance? Are we gonna get am I saying his name right?
The kid,
Yeah. Is he gonna come back?
stop. Cash. Stop.
Cash.
Stop. Well, yeah. Will his father come? Stop.
Hey man, look
Wait,
here, we dropped him
who
off with a
played
drug dealer.
who played his father though?
We
What's
dropped
his
him off
name?
with a drug
From
dealer. Maybe he'll
yeah. Anyway, I have nothing else. I just gotta see what
Yeah,
happens next episode. Y'all got anything else I want to say for this episode?
I
Warner is
don't
as
know.
good as I thought he was.
I was waiting for Lucas to
He
start off the
decided
episode
there's
with
evidence
that.
that he knew goddamn well wasn't right or wasn't
Wasn't
true
right.
to push. And again, I said power would get to him. He would be the same way everybody else is, because that's the point of the show. Is that in all honesty, there are no good guys on Power. It's not a
No,
single good person on this show. Everybody is out for self, and they would do whatever they have to do to prove it. And that's what we're seeing here. And that's I was just waiting for that turn to happen with Warner. I already knew it was going to happen. And then he did exactly what I thought he would do with evidence he knew goddamn well he should have used.
right.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was cool seeing Han again though.
I know,
Oh,
right? I
check
know.
you out.
I know, right?
Maybe Han
Also,
shot.
yeah, and I just gotta say as my last remarks is that it was sad to see my man Warner's sign get pulled down. They ain't have to do my man like that. Like
Oh,
They didn't even waste
he
time.
got
It
the
was
he
like
got the call and the sign was down right away.
he
It's rough.
said,
It's rough out
homie
here,
said,
man.
you going homie said, you gonna answer that?
Hey, guess who else? Guess who else ain't getting their pension?
nobody from the DA office gets their pension.
Nobody from the DA's office is getting pension.
Hopefully,
Except wait,
maybe,
Han went
maybe,
to
maybe
no,
Warner gonna have Tamika's
no,
glow up.
not
Hey,
talking about Han moved to DC because of
yeah,
Angela.
yeah, he
So
cool.
he's going to get his pension.
Yeah, but no one that's currently
No,
that
he
didn't
ain't
take
getting
a
it from the
position
DA's
is getting it.
office.
Everyone's gone. Angela, Warner, Sachs, all of them. It's
Shit,
not
everybody, at least
it's
half
not
of them
good.
ain't die.
It
Like a
ain't good.
majority of them
I'm
died.
gonna have to show Sachs because Sachs is going to prison.
Is he?
Oh,
Yes,
Warner's
Warner
out
signed
now.
his arrest warrant, but we already know from the
you just
episode
you just brought up the
before the
keychain situation. That's probably got to tie back
yeah,
into what he was doing as
Warner
well. So
signed his arrest paperwork, so that doesn't go away.
that's
Oh,
So I
true.
okay.
think Sachs is one of the most interesting characters on this show that I really want to see how they're going to close him out.
Yeah.
Right.
I said that before. I said like Sachs was one of the ones that's been so focal on something that once we started getting a little bit of light into his personal life, I'm like, he is really interesting. But now ultimately, where does this go? Like him walking to the club is there showing that he was going to be the one to kind of do it and he was drunk. I like that, but ultimately still it's like, where's this going to go? Because if he's not the one to have done it, and even if he is the one to have done it, where does this go from here?
I
You
just
know?
don't know who's coming, who's continuing it on that new show because that's going to tell a lot.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it. I have nothing else for real. So,
I got nothing either. I
all right.
think I'm spent.
We will definitely be back next week for episode 13, as we all agree that we think it's going to be one of the most pivotal episodes in the final 3 episodes of the final 5 total. But you know, we're going to wait and see. And like I said, it's the synopsis is saying Tommy is on the path to figuring out
I can't
who
wait.
killed Lakeisha. So we gotta see what's gonna happen. But anyway, as always, people, leave us your thoughts in the comments. Continue. We appreciate all the continued interactions that you're getting, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.